Let me tell you, man, SoFi's chart looks really good heading into this week, and I want to update you guys in this video, so let's dive into it. If you all find value, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe for more content, and of course, take a sip. In this case, I was going to say coffee. I'm usually drinking coffee, guys, but in this case, we got a Celsius. Cheers. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and let's dive into it. So we had a pretty good day on Friday for the overall stock market. A bunch of individual stocks went crazy. I mean, SoFi went up, I guess not a crazy amount, 2.2%. It was good, but we had other stocks, man, like Warner Brothers, Discovery, 17%, Tesla, 7%. Upexi 19%, another stock I'm tracking. A bunch of movement there. And SoFi, again, man, the charts are looking better and better. And heading into this week, it looks like we're poised for a breakout. So on Friday, we went up over 2.2%. You guys can see we closed at $26.55, and we pretty much uptrended the entire day. Higher highs, higher lows. You guys see that, which is good. And if I pull up the 5-day, 5-minute, let's see what's going on here. We pretty much closed the week on an upswing. We didn't take the highs out. We hit 26.86 on Wednesday, but we closed pretty dang close to the high of the week, which again is almost $27 a share, which is right where my alert is at on this 5-day, 5-minute. You guys can see that, right? So we're close to $27, which is the breakout spot, and we can see that as we pull the layers back on the 30-minute chart. We have a golden cross heading into this week. Again, we closed at a high, and you can argue we have a cup and handle on this 30-minute chart. You guys see it pretty nicely. That's a bullish sign as well. And on the 1-hour chart, look at this, ascending triangle. Clear as day, man. Ascending triangle, which we've covered time and time again. And what's the last ascending triangle that we were talking about recently? We nailed the breakout. Tesla. Look at this. This sucker played out beautifully. I mean, guys, holy smokes. Tesla's up from 350 to 395 in the matter of a day or two. And we were calling this triangle out for, a couple of, not too long, about a week, if that. And then, boom, it broke out. And that's similar to what we're noticing, or at least that I'm seeing on SoFi in the very short term. We have something similar here. So I'm thinking, guys, I said it once, I'll say it again. If we take 27 out, I'm thinking all-time highs are coming. And it's kind of hard to not deny that, but it's kind of hard for that not to happen now. With how momentum has been recently, how the overall market's looking, it seems like we might potentially go to all-time highs this week. This week, guys. I think it's going to happen, and we can see 28.26 is the all-time high from February 2021. I think that's where we're going this week. I think we're going for it, man. This triangle looks like it wants to play out. If it does, we break $27. We're going for it. We're going for it. What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'm curious where your head's at. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And for me, what I'm doing with this stock right now, I'm just holding on. I did all my buying, in the low single digits, $5, $6, $7. I did a bunch of buying. Did buying in the $8 to $12, $13 range. For now, I'm just holding on. And if it breaks out to 30 plus, I'm not gonna lie, taking some profits might be a consideration. But we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when it comes, and we'll obviously break it down in this video, but in these videos. But man, if this were to get to the $30, $35 range, I would have to consider taking some profits, guys, because again, I've been buying this thing since the $5, $6, $7, $8 range. It's at that point it would make sense. You invest money to grow your money, hopefully beat the market. That's the idea if you're buying individual stocks. And eventually the idea is to take profits, isn't it? We don't hold forever. I guess maybe if you're buying index funds, you could hold those forever if you want. But when it comes to individual stocks, it's not like an index fund. Sometimes you got to lock profits. Sometimes when you're up a ton and you think your gains are secured for a while, the gains are going to hold you could lose half of that. It could go down 50% from there. So I'm not saying that's going to happen with SoFi. Just in general, with stocks, individual stocks, you got to keep that in mind, that locking in profits, especially if you're up hundreds of percent, it's smart. Not maybe, I'm not saying I'm going to lock in all my SoFi, but maybe I'll take some off the table is what I'm saying. So that's a quick breakdown there, guys. And again, we had some other crazy movers on Friday. WBD went up a whopping 18% or 17% on top of what it went up on Thursday. So they're going to get bought out most likely. I believe it was from, I keep forgetting, Paramount. There was a bid or something like that, but this is one that I'm watching for sure heading into this week. Nvidia as well. Let's pull this up, which this one's starting to break back out. I mean, it has been back into this sideways channel between 170 to about 185. Now we're back to the mid-high 170s, kind of hovering right above that 180 SMA. If that's able to break here, guys, we can make that push to 185, maybe even this week, potentially, depending on how things go, of course. And then from there, overall, if 185 were to break out, that's where we could really, really, really start to take off, right? So I like the way Nvidia is setting up. I'm holding on tight. And I don't know, did I mention this in my video? But I sold out. I think maybe I mentioned this in my video on Friday, but I sold out of AMD completely, guys. I took the profit completely and I put that money in another stock, which we mentioned in that Friday video. I titled it, I think I bought a new stock or something like that. So I'm out of AMD. So with where I'm going with that is, my main AI play, I mean, it always has been Nvidia, but now it really is Nvidia, because I realized I was getting a little too overexposed to, the AI space. I had money in, obviously AMD, Palantir, Nvidia, and these are all pretty decent sized positions. So now I kind of, and I locked in profits on AMD, about 2 months ago. I took some gains, but now I just got out completely. And I put my money in another investment that I think could yield a way bigger return than AMD. It's a smaller company, and usually smaller companies could go up a lot more, but obviously there's a lot more risk. But yeah, so again, where I'm going with that is Nvidia is my main play here. It's always been, but now it's really the main focus in my portfolio. And man, I think we're going to 200. I still think by the end of this year, we're going to $200 a share. I think this is some beautiful consolidation. The price action that we've seen over the last 2 months on Nvidia is exactly what I want to see for that. This is exactly what I want to see, essentially, to set us up for that end of the year rally. We had a huge rally from April, essentially all the way to July. Now we flattened out at about 170 to 185. Beautiful, beautiful, because I think we're going to 200 to wrap the year up, and this consolidation is like the launching pad for that. This is great because it's healthy to see flat trading and then a continuation. You don't always want to see a stock go up for in a straight line. It's nice, but it's not always healthy. And Nvidia is again setting up for that breakout. We just have to wait for it. I'm going to set my alert at $185 a share. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. That's pretty much it. I got to get back to watching the Eagles game. I'm actually making this in the middle of the second quarter right now. You're watching this at night. But I figured, let me make this video real quick, get it uploaded, and I'll go back to watching the game. But yeah, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the Patreon. A lot of people, guys, have been joining the Patreon. I appreciate all of you new members that have been. And you get to see my portfolio updates there every week. We post those on Monday. And whenever else I make make moves in the portfolio, I post them on Patreon. So check it out. Link down below, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.